Full map guide for Hope's Peak Academy in Shinri Trial. This video covers every location, every container and all item spawns, so you stop wandering blind and loot faster than any Maki Harukawa. Let's go! Everything you see is accurate for version 1.7.5.4, it's early June 2026, the map is unlikely to change drastically with updates, so don't worry. And if anything does change, we'll let you know in the guidebook at kirigiris.press. If you just started playing, watch this video first, it covers the basics, then come back here. The map without the basics isn't great, so go ahead, watch it, and this video will be waiting for you after. Okay, so let's start with a comparison of the original Danganronpa map and what I extracted from the mod files. The normal version of the map is still in progress, so sorry, I used what I had. The first floor is open from the start. After that, you have two ways, trials or repairs. Repairs get you to the 4th floor max, and that's where the peaceful ending happens. If you fix the electrical panel, the supercomputer and the air purifier. The 5th floor only opens if at least one trial has been won, and the escape capsule room doors went opened after completing all repairs. The higher you go, the better the loot, and the more room you have to work with if you are planning a murder. Quick heads up, for most of the video I'm just walking and flying through the academy, showing item spawns. Voiceover only comes in when there is something worth saying, and sometimes at such moments the video pauses. With that in mind, let's keep going. Okay, so we start in the personal dorm room. There is a wardrobe where you can hide, a storage drawer with up to 3 kg capacity. From the start of the game every player's drawer contains a hammer. Everyone also has a personal safe with 15 kg. The safe can be unlocked manually, then anyone can open it without a key or lockpick, or you can lock it again. There is a shower, a sink where you can wash your hands, weapons, a mop, but not gloves actually. There is also a bed where you can sleep and restore stamina, and a balcony. The 5 rooms adjacent to the garden have a balcony with a button. That was not intended. It opens the shutters and gives access, yeah, you guessed it, to the garden, but you cannot access it until the 2nd floor is unlocked. Before we go ahead, it's important to mention that items respawn in all containers every day at 5 AM, except guaranteed spawns, which appear only once at the start of the game. If we step out of our room, we find ourselves in the dormitory hallway, where we can see 16 rooms, 5 on this side, 6 on that side and 5 opposite. If you turn left, the left hallway leads toward the warehouse. If you go straight, it takes you toward the school wing of the academy, as well as the kitchen, laundry room and bathhouse. And if you turn right, it leads toward the restrooms. The right hallway, on the other hand, leads to the Incinerator and the Dormitory Garden. Fun fact, the car and the gate aren't just set dressing. Lore-wise, they're used to bring in things that can't go through the main entrance, and to haul out garbage that can be burned. The devs even plan to add an escape route, using the car as one of the possible endings. Oh, and despite the name, you actually can't burn anything in the incinerator, at least not yet. The button by the gate closes it for 60 real-time seconds, and for anyone wondering, no, you can't kill someone with the gate. Dumpsters are unique containers. Any item dropped on the floor anywhere on the map ends up in here after 24 in-game hours, and stays there for the rest of the game until someone picks it up. Each dumpster holds up to 999 kilograms. What a strange way to reference Zero Escape. The power lever on the wall cuts all lights across the entire academy at once, but unfortunately disabled in quick games. Besides being the main source of food, the warehouse also contains parts and scrap metal needed to repair the electrical panel, the supercomputer and the air purifier, and for crafting traps too. There is a light control button on the upper tier of the warehouse. Also, on the top left there is a door with authorized personnel only sign that won't open. However, if you look via no-clip, it's just a regular room with nothing in it but a sink. Next to the warehouse there are stairs leading to the abandoned floor of the dormitory. It's blocked by a gate that requires a keycard. And yes, you can actually get killed by this gate. Besides the freezer being the only place where meat spawns, and meat is absolutely OP for keeping you full, you should keep in mind that its door can only be opened and closed from the outside. Because of this, it's often used to lock someone in and doom them to death by hypothermia. The kitchen stove is only one in the entire academy. All dishes are crafted only here. Also, the kitchen is the only place where you can find a kitchen knife and a kitchen axe. The coffee stand is one of the two sources of coffee beans in the game. The second one is a similar stand near the library on the second floor. If you tie a player with zip ties in the bathhouse and close the door, they will die from a heat stroke. The red doors lead to the trial elevator. If the majority of survivors gather here, the trial starts ahead of schedule. In quick games the elevator doesn't work, but I'll show you the spot anyway. Also, there is an execution room here with various levers, death by fire, falling from a height and crashing. As a rule, this is used in private and official games. The staff room has two entrances, both from the lobby. One is higher up, one is lower down. To open it, you need a keycard, which drops from various containers across the map. For example, gym lockers on the first floor, tables by Incinerator, the trash can in the Infirmary, etc. Or can be bought in the monoshop for 150 monocoins. Essentially, this is the location that triggers a snowball effect for the player. If you loot the staff room first, you will most likely secure a mountain of monocoins or technical room keycard, allowing you to keep building up your advantage and lining your pockets. But also keep in mind that players spotted here immediately come under suspicion due to the gloves, night vision goggles and a Somnos grenade being all in one place. Furthermore, they often fall victim to unexpectedly placed electric traps. And I know, we're playing a roleplay game here. That is exactly why this information was gathered with one specific goal in mind. To make it easier for new players to get into quick games, not to turn these sessions into a toxic race for resources. The goal is to help newcomers find their footing, level the playing field and make the game more enjoyable for everyone. Please use all the information in this guide with that disclaimer in mind. Play fair and respect each other, and now let's continue. The medical lab is where all poisons and medicines are crafted, from the weakest poison acid to the hope serum. There are 3 such stations on the map, one here, one in the secret room on the abandoned floor, and one in the chemistry lab on the 4th floor. The cardboard box in the infirmary is the only source of gunpowder on the 1st floor before the boiler room opens. Gunpowder is used to craft explosives and explosive traps. The tech bridge in the gym leads directly to the tech room on the 3rd floor, keycard required, and watch out, some players really love setting electric traps here. Remember the bloody room from the original? Well, it's nothing compared to how many lives this bridge has claimed. The workbench in the gym, base for crafting traps and items for repair, complex and sensitive mechanisms, bear trap, explosives, molotov and somnus grenade. The green container by the workbench has an unwritten rule, everyone stashes repair resources in here, though some people do occasionally swipe from it for their own traps. Behind the bleachers there are 2 side corridors. The passage by the electrical panel leads to the room behind the stage. The one by the workbench though is a dead end, but probably a decent spot to stash a body or some evidence. The electrical panel, first stage of the peaceful, read not victory. Here are all the possible configuration on screen. After repair, the 2nd floor, the dorms garden and the boiler room unlock. On the bridge backstage we have a control panel, buttons and levers for hall lighting, the stage, the main curtain and side curtains. You can climb up and down right via the boxes, no need to go all the way to the stairs. And yes, the curtain can kill, quietly. The boiler room is the main source of gunpowder. A lot of people come here specifically for it. Another thing worth noting, there is a pool control panel here with a button that drains the water and opens the door, then fills it back up and closes the door to the pool. There is a second button with the exact same function, but it inside behind the door to the pool. Behind the door from the boiler room into the pool, there is a grate that breaks with any melee weapon. And yeah, basically from here through the pool, you can get up to the second floor. Handy if you want to stage a case and set yourself up an alibi. Two more buttons at the pool. Lighting toggles underwater lighting, canopy covers the pool from above and restricts access to the water. It lets you cut off a killer's route from the boiler room below. And no, you can't drown in the pool. And you can't wash blood off your hands or weapons either. Well, at least not yet. The pool has two changing rooms, men's and women's. Entry is strictly by monopod according to the character's gender. And you can't take someone else's monopod, by the way. Unlike the original, the machine gun at the entrance doesn't work, so walking into the other changing room is technically possible if someone is already opened the door. And by the way, doors with an electronic panel can be forced open even with a crowbar, whether it's a changing room, the staff room, the tech rooms or the abandoned dorm floor. The box by the electrical panel can be smashed with any melee weapon. A lot of players do this to make it easier to get to the panel. There are also other boxes that a die in the first minute crowd will always break, because there is an explosive crate behind them that lets you off yourself. Opening the abandoned dorm floor requires a keycard. The keycard for the abandoned floor, like any other, can be found in various containers across the academy, examples on screen, or bought in the monoshop for 750 monocoins. The door to the principal's room is locked from the start and only opens with a lockpick or a crowbar. This is probably the richest room in the game. Katana, Somnus, explosives, hope serum, despair poison, monocoins, it's all here. There is a workbench and a med station, even a bed. Even if it weren't for the kitchen stove, you could basically never come back to the first floor at all. The library is useful for three things: lots of shelves to hide evidence in, repair items, and roleplay moments when you are uncovering some secret of the academy, but don't overdo it. Supercomputer second repair objective, the one that unlocks the third floor. Here are all the configurations that you will need. Quick life hack. With 3-person boost through the vent, you can get into the tech room on the 3rd floor without a keycard. You can get out that way though, only back through the vent. Air filters, copper cables spawn there, which are so often in short supply for repairs. And since we're on the subject of boost, in other spots you can give yourself a leg up with a car wheel or a fuel canister to climb out, climb up or stash evidence, but shh, you didn't hear it from me. The art room and its storage closet have several hiding spots. More on this in a separate video on evidence stashes. Art room storage closet has a sink and plenty of repair resources. The air purifier first stage of the peaceful victory. It unlocks the 4th floor and gives access to the escape pod room. Here are all the configurations that you will need. The physics lab has an elevator you can ride up to the bridge above, though you can also just parkour up, and yes, you can kill with the elevator. Door to the lab opens without a keycard, and here is a fun fact. During a blackout the doors won't open, so if you are stuck inside, there is an ironclad alibi for that window, provided of course someone's nearby or so you leave after the blackout. To open the tech room between 3rd and 4th floor, same as the one on the 3rd floor, you need a keycard, which you can find at these places, or buy in a monoshop for 500 monocoins. In this location we have lots of repair resources and lockers with serious loot. Molotov, UV flashlight, Sonos grenade, and etc. And as you may have noticed, you can also get in here without a keycard, by dropping down through the hatch in Monokuma's control room on the 4th floor. The principal's office is interesting for one thing: the academy head keycard with a guaranteed spawn. It opens everything: the staff room, the tech rooms, the abandoned dorm floor. The escape pod room is the final point of the peaceful victory. The room itself is empty. The number of pods is 55% of the survivor count, maximum 8. Here are all the variants. After the doors open, you get a minute to board and another minute for scanning. You can carry another player in your arms and place them in a pod. Fifth floor. Most players have never seen it. By this point, either the escape pod ending has already triggered, or everyone died after a failed trial. It only unlocks if at least one murder has occurred in the game. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Just another regular Tuesday in Quick Games. All you will find here is a box with a flash drive and a data drive. Oh, and a locker you can hide in. Biolab, the largest spawn for medical kits, 75% chance and free whole containers. A couple of fun things. There is a TV where you can put on YouTube, and a cat you can pet to complete a daily task. And that's the whole map, from the lobby to the 5th floor, which a good half of us will never see in person. But that's not the whole story. Somewhere out there is Jabberwock Island, and there will definitely be a separate video about it. For now, stay tuned. And a reminder that all the info from this video is also available as a guidebook on our site, kirigidis.press/guidebook. And thanks for watching until the end.